Hello, you guys. This is Relentless Renee, and I'm back again with another story. I don't know if you guys heard about the baby that fell. I think it was like 11 stories down on this cruise ship, and they're saying that her grandfather put her in harm's way and put her on a little balcony. Like how you stand out and look at the water as the ship sail. But let me read this. This was a update. It said, pictures explain baby's cruise ship death. In amongst a wall of glass windows, a single pail sits ajar, surrounded by yellow crime tape, and police in Navy uniform seen where baby Chloe plunged 45 meters to her death has been released, showing just how hidden the open window is to the naked eye. A single railing runs the length of the wall of the window on the board cruise ship. However, the open pane with Chloe that fell out appears hidden. Police attend the scene on the cruise ship where the toddler Chloe fell to her death. On Sunday, 18-month-old Chloe plunged 11 floors from the Freedom of the Seas cruise liner, reportedly slamming into concrete below while the vessel was docked in Puerto Rico. It was initially claimed the toddler slipped through the hands of her grandfather, who had lifted her out the window as he played with her. But the family's lawyer, Michael Winkelman, has hit back at the accusation and instead pinned the blame for the tragedy on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Now, the family's lawyer said the grandfather didn't dangle and drop her, and the blame should be on the Royal Caribbean for not having the window closed securely. This is not like Michael Jackson's story, where he was dangling a child out of the window, he said. There's a whole wall of windows on the ship. The grandfather thought that this window was closed. It turned out we've come to learn that passengers can open these windows. And here's a picture. I'm going to put a picture of the open window on that cruise line. The lawyer said while the other windows was closed, one was open and created a hidden hole that Chloe fell through. You have a wall of windows with one hidden. Unknowingly, the grandfather places Chloe on the wood railing before the wall of windows, believing Chloe will bang on the glass just like she does at her brother's hockey games. And next thing he knows, she was gone. Why in the world would you leave a window open in an entire glass wall full of windows in a kid's area? Chloe fell through a hidden hole. The lawyer questioned the cruise line and asked why was there an open window in a play area designed for children. And then it was like, how about a warning? How about a sign? What about something saying something? Be cautious of that window, the lawyer asked the cruise line. When you put it in a kid's play area, you got to do something to let people know that they can be open so things like this don't happen. And I'm going to place a picture with Chloe and her grandfather. So they had the grandfather under investigation, but, like his boss and everybody else was just putting in a good word for him, saying how loving he was. And I guess trying to shift blame on the Caribbean cruise line. And it also says that people just love, him here, in that country, I guess because they visit there all the time. But he's a very selfless man. He got a servant heart, as we say, and just one of the most wonderful human beings that you can ever meet. So the Puerto Rico authorities, along with the Freedom of the Seas cruise line, of course, they're putting all these inquiries in about the incident. And they are just assisting each other with investigating the situation. But out of respect for their privacy, they choose not to make any further comments. But following the fatal fall, the grandfather and several other family members were so hysterical after the child's tragic death plunged, they had to be sedated by medics, Witnesses told how they heard the family from India, United States, wailing in agony after Chloe fell to her death. We heard the screams of families because we were close, one pastor replied. A cry of pain of that nature does not compare with any other cry. It is not clear whether the grandfather or anyone else will be prosecuted over the baby's death. Right now they're not saying anybody was negligent or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was a accident. I'm gonna play some pictures with her mother and stuff like that, But this is just a very sad situation, you guys. I just hate it. But, a lot of people may say, okay, Renee, why you always be posting stories like this? Because we need to really wake up and be more alert. I really feel that this was an accident, and I feel that nobody should be charged, because by this baby plunging to her death and actually dying on a family vacation, I really believe that that's enough torment for this family. And you as a parent, even though if you're on a cruise line or wherever it may be attentive to your child. And I see a lot of people be letting their other kids take their kids to the restroom and do this and do that. No, be a parent. Take your child to the restroom. Take your child and make sure they're safe. Or you don't know what's going on. Keep your eye on your child at all times. A rule of thumb for me was that when my kids were small, I don't care what. My eye was always on the prize, which is them. They could not even get out of my sight. And I remember laughing at different couples that used to put like this leash on their kid. And, I thought that was so funny. Like, oh my God, they're treating their kid like an animal. But guess what? They would have got the last laugh because, hey, they had their kid on a leash. So I say all that to say this: just because it's child-proof, just because it's a child play area, that goes for the park, that goes for McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. Be attentive to your child. Even it could be a snake or something in the slides or in the balls at McDonald's. Still pay attention to your child. But back to the story. This is so bad. Can you even imagine going on a trip, a family cruise, but you come back -1? I mean, I just couldn't even function. Right then and there, my cruise would have been over. Hey, I just couldn't. But for this baby to fall, I think it's I know I'm saying this wrong, but it's 11, not stories or meters or whatever you call it. But anyway, the point is the baby is dead. So can you even imagine having to witness that type of tragedy? And I don't wish that on no one. So just because something is childproof, you guys, please continue to look after your child. That is your responsibility. And I hate it for this family. And I just pray that God give them peace. Because this is definitely a tragedy. This is like one of those freak accidents. At first they were saying that the grandfather basically had the baby on his knee and the baby fell off, or he dropped the kid down. Now, even though the grandfather said that initially, and I don't know if they thought about it and was like, that's not the right thing to say, because we could be prosecuted. But at the same time, of course, they're going to place the blame on the cruise line, saying that a window was weak and the grandfather put the baby up against the window to just kind of like look out at the water, just like you and I would do. And the baby slipped all the way through and fell. So you can just imagine how mangled that baby body was. And I would be devastated. I will be beyond devastated. So you guys just continue to love on your children. Put their priorities and their needs first. Be the best parent that you can be. Please like, comment, whether you like this video or not. Just leave me some feedback on it, and let's continue to pray for the family. Thank you guys, and have a blessed day. Bye.